I ain't drunk. I'm just drinking.
But you're so high.
Oh man, you know I ain't high.
But you're so high.
Yeah, well I just take a little sip every now and then.
But you're so high.
Bam! Hey kids! Happy Tuesday! What's going on? It has been a long week already, of course, but all sorts of cool stuff coming. There's going to be a rant, maybe tomorrow, maybe Thursday, about how we fucked up and we're going to get Section 336 completely revoked and we're all going to be fucked when it comes to flying. There's going to be a rant about that and some other things. Tomorrow is going to be the unveiling of the Miss RotoGeek boat, which is a scratch-built boat that I did. Some of you have seen pictures here and there, but we're going to go through the whole thing. I'm going to go over the overview of it, what I did. I've got about 105 hours of labor in it, maybe. Now, if those of you that know me know I build stuff very quickly. Projects usually don't grow mold around here, you know. Yeah, a lot of work. But anyhow, so we're going to do that. I'm going to do a video probably tomorrow as well of the big Rovin 4x4 that I did the review on last weekend. It's all tuned in, broken, and everything else. We're going to do a drive on that. So what this video is about, and we're also going to do my buddy in Serbia that designed the frame, the quad frame. I owe you guys a quad build. We are going to be doing the Quad Zen this week, the quad build. I really wanted to have it done before now, but it's just been between work and family and just projects. It's just been a bitch. That's going to be this week too. So all those things are going to be this week. Might throw a couple little ancillary engine things in there too. But what I want to share with you today is one of the things that I've been doing is buying nitro cars off of eBay very cheap and then fixing them up like we did with the Red Cat Tornado S30, and I've got like 3 others that you guys haven't even seen yet. But I got one today, and I ordered it quite a while ago, but for some reason it got delayed, and it came today, and it was going to be a chop shop deal, but the car is in such amazing condition that I didn't have to do a chop shop video on it. There's nothing to modify, really. Because like the Red Cat was in great shape for the most part, but the engine was seized and blah, 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 blah. And then I got a Team Associated nitro car that's a Corvette that I'm going to show you guys later. And I've got another one that I've completely gutted and torn down, which I don't think I'm going to show you just because it's so long. But this one, like brand new. It's absolutely amazing. The trick with eBay, it's very dangerous buying a nitro car, a nitro plane, a nitro anything off of eBay, because if the person that had it before you didn't know what the fuck they were doing, your engine could be trashed. So you really have to think about the pros and cons. Like, okay, if you can buy a good condition, a nitro car, nitro boat, whatever you're doing, for let's just say a $500 car for $100. It's worth it even if the engine's trashed, because 9 times out of 10 you can buy a decent engine for $150, bam, or less, and you slap a new engine in it and you have all the good components and everything's in great shape. Which actually I bought a car that's like that. You guys saw the engine thing with Amazon. We'll come to that this week too in the rant. But anyway, that one I'm buying a new engine for. So anyhow, I want to show you guys this car. Bam, hang on. Now, you cannot see this in the picture, so I'm going to take the phone off. Look at this guy. Now, you guys know Yoda's pretty big, right? It's the size of my workbench. Ooh, Roto Twister. Check that shit out. Drinking and driving. Fucking love it. So, any dirt and crap that you see on this car is from me this afternoon. This car came to me. I'm gonna tell you, I bought it for $180. It is an XTM XLB, which extra large buggy, I'm assuming, with a 2.8 nitro engine in it. And the person that had it before me, I shit you not, guys, this thing did not have one scratch on the body, literally, not a scratch. The wings not scratched. They souped up the wheels. You can get an idea of how big these wheels are. Because this is actually a buggy. It's not a monster truck, but they put monster truck wheels on it. Absolutely huge. Never even been on the road. They sent me a nitro igniter, which you can always use a spare one of those. They gave me, this is a used car. This is not from a company. It's just from a person. They sent me a new set of shocks, just two. The original shocks off the front, the nitro igniter, the wheels, came packaged perfectly. Absolutely amazing. Now, check this out. Like I said, any grass, any dirt, any bullshit you see in this is from me, okay? There you go. So, here we got KTM, which is actually an SH 2.8 nitro engine. I gotta cut this off. I put these on. The gas tank is monstrous. I actually drove this thing for half an hour today, and I'm just about, I got about half a tank left. The thing gets huge run times. It is 4-wheel drive, dual disc brake, sealed differentials, aluminum chassis. The servo sucks. This is a digital AVOX, which is really good for the throttle, but realistically, since they put these huge tires on the front, this servo does not have enough ass to turn these unless the car is moving. So when you're moving, it's fine. When you're not moving, it's a fucking problem. So I'm going to yank this out and put a high-speed digital metal tooth gear in there, which is fine. This is an 8th scale car. So it's, you know, it's pretty good size. It's not as big as those damn things, you know, the 5th scale Rovens, but the thing's a beast. It's 4-wheel drive. It was doing wheelies in the fucking yard just about. Just absolutely amazing. Look at the gears. The fucking gears aren't even dirty, dudes. I mean, look at that thing. They're not even remotely anything. The disc brakes, here's the funny bit. The disc brakes, which is right here and here. Here's your rear, here's your front. When you go reverse with the throttle, you know, they activate. They weren't even hooked up. And they even said that in the eBay thing. They said the brakes have not even been hooked up because we didn't know how to do it, type of thing. Literally, not a scratch on it, no dirt on it. The wheels had never seen the road. Shocks, front shocks are updated. It even came with the radio, which I threw out. Hang on a second. Yeah, there it is. High-tech thing. Whatever. Because I am using this one, right? Mine. So I do not want 8,000 fucking radios. I have a boat radio, a car radio, and a quad plane radio. So everything on this thing is absolutely amazing. It's got sway bars on it right there. I don't know if you can see those. I did put a new glow plug in it because the glow plug was fouled. The only damage or evidence that somebody owned this thing is there's a dent in the pipe right here and here. Nobody cares. It works fine. Hang on. I know you can't see it now because it's just too fucking big. Oversized fuel tank, which is great. Now, here's what I did. The thing came in the mail today. The wheels were off, so I put the wheels on. I took, first thing I always do with a nitro car that you buy used, or a buddy gives you, whatever the case. If it's brand new, you don't have to do this. But with a used nitro, always take out the tank and rinse the fucker out. I'm telling you right now, and this thing had some fucking slime in it, because here's what I think happened with this sled. I think whoever bought this thing, it's a $469 sled, stock, and I got it with upgrades for 180 bucks, pretty much brand new. The engine was fouled, the plug was fouled. I just threw it out. I should have saved it. The brakes were not even hooked up. The servo was not set up right for the throttle. The steering servo is not even remotely close for what it needs to be, but that's okay. It does work when you're going forward. But if you're just sitting still, guys, actually, let me show you. Can you see the wheels? Hang on. Okay. We're going to turn it on. Okay. Watch. Here's the steering. It's like, oof. Now if I lift it up, okay, so we're going to put a nice big ass boat servo in there that I use. Actually, I have one in the Red Cat for its steering. It's like, it's awesome, awesome. $17 servo. It's fucking worth every penny. But again, I'm getting off track. When you buy a used nitro anything, boat, car, whatever, what you want to do is take off the tank. This is how I do it. And then I'll spray WD-40 in it, because WD-40 actually eats through and cleans shit like nitro stuff pretty well. I'll spray it with, not full, just put a little bit of layer in there, and then I'll shake it around really, really good, and then boosh, dump it out. Then I will take hot water with a little bit of Dawn in it, soap. I'll put it in the tank, boom, 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 boom. Do a Bardwell with it, and then boom, shoot it out in the yard. Then what I do is I take denatured alcohol and squirt it in there, or take a Roto Geek and pour it in, or a Roto Twister, pour it in there, and then what I do is I let it sit outside with a screwdriver like that, like something in it. And the reason you do that is keep the lid open, and what happens is the alcohol will help evaporate any water that's in it. So it works really, really well. I did notice when I was running it that I had a vacuum leak. So this is your vacuum line, or your pressure line into your tank that's pressurizing, and this is the line down here on the bottom is what's going into your car. And you could tell there was some kind of leak, and actually I think I'm just going to replace the hosing, but it was leaking actually right around these. That's why I have the zip strips on there, but I'm going to swap those out. I'm just going to take out the lines. Because what would happen is it'd be running great, full speed. You'd come to a stop for idle, and it would rev real high for a little while and then go down, and it wasn't a tuning issue. I put the zip strips on there, boom, went away. So 2-speed transmission in this guy, which is really, really nice. It's easy to line up. Dual disc brakes, all-wheel drive. So you got your drive shaft here, drive shaft here. What else is there to say? The thing was fucking mint. This was the buy of the fucking year. $180, and the thing's like brand new. Now, I'm going to do a drive video for you tomorrow. I drove it for, like I said, a good solid half hour, 40 minutes today. Just through the yard, down the street, nothing big. Did a couple jumps in my buddy's, my retired preacher's yard, because he's cool about things. He doesn't care. Drove it through Dickhead's yard a couple times. And it's absolutely beautiful. This thing is awesome. So tomorrow, it's dark out right now. So tomorrow I'm going to do a JJ's Cheap Ass Hat Cam or DVR, whichever comes first. And we will show you guys this thing running. I didn't adjust the shocks. I really don't even think it needs it. This bird, this thing is pretty cool, this sled, because you can actually add more shocks if you want. Put some more on the outside, which is cool. I don't think I'm going to get that crazy with it, but this is a bad car. It's a slide carb style 2.8. Like I said, if you guys have one of these things, or you've got a large 2.8 XTM, you don't search for XTM 2.8 motor. What you search for is an SH 2.8 nitro motor, and the manual will pop right up. The stock settings on the high-speed needle are 3.5 out, and the low-speed needle stock settings are 3 out. That's way fucking too much. I would just go 2.5, and then tweak it in from there. Yeah, that's about it. Here's your radio box. I got my receiver and battery in there. Nothing to see. I'm not going to pop it apart. We will be replacing the servo for steering, because these tires are just too beefy. There's no fucking way. Look at what's the size of these? 100 mil wide tires, give or take. So bam, there you go. Tuned pipe, rear mount exhaust, pull start, obviously great compression. I have it, when you guys see it running tomorrow, you're gonna see a ton of smoke coming out of the pipe, because I genuinely don't know if the person that had this before broke in the engine properly. So I'm kind of going on the side of error here, where I'm gonna just run it really rich. I'm not doing a break-in necessarily, but I'm running it really rich for the first few tanks. So the speed isn't as fast as it should be. It's still pretty quick. But either way, I don't want to destroy the engine. The engine's in beautiful shape, great compression, starts great, runs great now. The other thing that I did do is I did clean the engine. I didn't tear it apart. It had some sludge in the tank, but what I did is I took gum out, carb cleaner, sprayed it into here, sprayed it into the head, and just let it sit for an hour, and then came back, pull started, and it was very hard to get started the first. It took me probably 50 pulls to really get it going. Had the glow igniter on there, hot as a bitch. But the thing has sat for a while, you can tell, because slime, fucking apricot Bardwell toe jam came out of here. So I knew the engine was the same way. I disconnected the throttle, and when I was spraying the gum out in there, I was working it back and forth. I did not remove the engine. I did not clean the engine. And this thing runs like a scalded dog. Just fucking bad to the bone. So that is it, I think. Very, very cool. Could not be happier. I absolutely love this car. It's an XLB. It's a KTM XLB 2.8 Nitro. Very, very cool. And it does... It's not a very ventilated top, but it's a very cool top. And put the pins in here. You got 2-pin, pull starts over here, glow igniter through the top. Bam. Might cut out the front windshield like I did with the Red Cat, do a 3D print. Actually, I've already got some printed up. 3D print this mesh, and you put it in there like a window. It gives it a lot more ventilation for the engine. I will probably do that with this, but I'm not hydro dipping this body. I'm not doing nothing. The thing's fucking mint, man. It's absolutely beautiful. So the thing about eBay, like I said, anything with an engine on it can get a little creepy, because you don't know what the person, you know, they can be honest, they can be dishonest, whatever else. I've had pretty honest sellers so far. They said, hey, the engine's seized, you know, as is. I'm okay with that, because I know what it takes to fix a nitro. Even if the engine is seized, all I need to do is buy a piston and a sleeve usually, and I'm back in action. So if you know how to fix this stuff, it's great. This case, absolutely amazing buy. The let me put this off to the side. This one, hang on, which is the Bayo or whatever. This is the one that actually smelled bad. It was so fucking bad. And I power washed it. That's how bad it stunk. And this is the one where I got fucked on the engine from Amazon. The car itself's great. We got to take stuff off. Like you see the rust here. We're going to wile wheel this stuff, and we're going to do a heat paint on it. Not heat coat, but we're going to do a heat paint on them to keep them from rusting again. It's got sway bars. Beautiful, beautiful car. But the engine didn't have the pull start. It had some bearing issues. So I ordered a different engine yesterday. I'm going to get my money back from Amazon. I ordered one off Main Hobbies. It's a 0.21 race engine. I'm going to pop this guy back together. We're going to hydro dip the body, and I'll show you the finished product. This is the biggest wreck that I've bought. But it's also the most expensive car I bought off eBay for the cheapest price. I want to say I paid $80 for it. And it's a $500 some odd car, so it's worth the money, even though I had to buy a new engine. And I really didn't even have to buy a new engine. I could have bought new bearings, I could have bought new pull start and done that, but I'm going to rebuild the engine as a spare, and I want to put a nice new hot ass engine in there with a turbo plug, and it's going to be really, really cool. And I ordered monster truck tires for this guy too. So it's going to look very similar, because this is an 1/8 scale as well, like the one you just saw. We're going to put monster truck tires on this. Should be pretty cool. Yeah, and then there's another one that you have not seen yet, which I will show you as soon as I get it going. It actually is going. I'm fucking around with the starter box, which is really fucking annoying. I'll show you right now. This is a Team Associated, very nice sled. 2-speed transmission. I want to say it's a 21 Nitro. Is it? OS? No. Fuck, I can't see that shit. 18? I don't know. The problem with this car, there is no problem. The guy who had this before me was a racer. He knew what he was fucking doing. He set it up beautiful. I have actually really not even cleaned it. I did clean out the tank a little bit, just to make sure it was copacetic. I need to put a new glow plug in there. The tune pipe. This car is beautiful. It's a street car. It's very low to the ground. It's got slicks. Team Associated. I can't remember the model. Very, very cool. But the problem is it has a bump start engine. There is no pull start. So you have to use your bump starter to spin this guy on the bottom. And the bump starter that I got with it, I'm having issues with. So, and part of that I think is my ignorance, just because I've never used one before, but I'm getting that one set up. The servos, where everything in this car works. It's absolutely gorgeous. It's set up perfect. The only reason the guy got rid of it was he said his club wasn't racing nitro anymore. They're only doing electric. And it has a really tits Corvette body, like that. Bam. And this is a very expensive car too that I got exceptionally cheap. I think $100, $120. Beautiful machine, very, very fast. If I ever get it going. Beautiful engine. It's an OS engine, which is really, really good. So yeah, bam, that one's up next. And this one I probably could have had going already. I've just been too lazy with the bump box, so, and with everything else. So anyway, that concludes the failed Chop Shop video of the XLB. XTM XLB. It's hard to remember all this stuff, but it was going to be a chop shop, but the damn thing just runs great. I will show you guys a run video of it tomorrow. So, like I said, this week, lots of stuff coming up. We got the long distance flying wing drones coming up. We've got my buddy's quad build coming up. The Miss Roto Geek boat, I'm going to try to do tomorrow if the weather's good. It's not going to be in water. It's going to be in the yard. We're going to do the engine break-in and all that stuff. It's a beautiful boat. It's crazy looking. It's pure JJ Roto Geek. So anyway, kids, keep the shiny side up. And until the next time, God be with you. Have fun. Bye.